Hi friends, Rebecca here, the Dragon Librarian from Farmington Community Library, and Elwing and I are here today to talk to you about some really fantastic books that we think you guys might love. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I am so thrilled that 2020 is almost over. I'm really excited to start the new year. There's a lot of great things on the horizon, and I think it's going to be a fantastic year all around. However, despite that, I do think that there have been some really good things that have come out of 2020 also. Even though it's been a year filled with chaos and unexpected things, some things have been good in it. And that, for me, has been some really fantastic young adult books. I have read so many great books this year. It was really hard to narrow down a few of my favorites, but since this is the very last video of this year, and next week will be already in the year 2021, I thought, why don't we talk about some of my favorite books this year? I narrowed it down to the top three best books that I've read. So if you're looking for something really awesome to read, hopefully something within this list of three will be something that jumps out at you. So the first one I want to talk about is Skyhunter by Marie Lu. Now, I have been a huge fan of this author for a long time. I love her Young Elite series, the Legend series, Warcross series. Everything she writes, I feel like, is just fantastic. But this book, which came out a few months ago, I think is actually the best one. First of all, I just want to love on this cover a little bit because look at how beautiful it is. Plus, it's got the title on the pages. Plus, when you open it up, look at that. Is that not gorgeous? Anyway, this book is fantastic. It's about a lot of things. It's about a space planet where people are fighting against this awful federation. It's also about refugees. So the main character, Talon, is her and her mother are refugees on this planet Mara because the Federation has taken over all the other planets in the nearby system. So they are on this planet. Mara is a planet that does not like Talon and her people, so she feels very unwanted there, but she's still fighting the Federation for herself, for her people, and for her mother. And oh my gosh, this book is just so amazing. It has so many different aspects in it to love. Like there's the space, battle parts to love, which absolutely were fantastic. But then there's also the whole part about her being a refugee and trying to find a place to fit in, trying to be comfortable with herself, and that was really awesome as well. So this is the first book in a series, but it is absolutely so fantastic, and I highly, highly recommend it. If you're not already a fan of this author, I guarantee by the time you finish it, you will be. So check it out. It's really, really great, and this is Skyhunter. Next is Night Shine by Tessa Gratton. Now, this is a book where I actually feel the opposite of the way I felt about Skyhunter, where I thought the cover was fantastic. I'm not crazy about this cover. When you look at it, you really don't get a sense of how amazing and special and magical it is. It looks kind of very generic. It doesn't really represent what this book is about at all, which I'm sad about that because this book is absolutely fantastic. I've read that it's been compared a lot to Howl's Moving Castle, and I can totally understand that. If you've seen that film, or really read or seen anything where there's a story about a monster that is not all that it seems, that's very much like this book. So there's this sorceress in the story called the Sorceress Who Eats Girls, and she apparently kidnaps and murders all these young women. And there is a girl in this, the main character, whose name is Nothing, and she is on a quest to save her friend because the sorceress has taken her friend, who is actually a prince, sometimes, but other times the prince likes to be a young woman. So the sorceress has taken the prince, and it is up to Nothing to find him. And it's not, this book has so many different aspects of it. Not everything is what it seems. Nothing, her real name has been forgotten. She was found as an orphan and has been friends with the prince ever since she was young. But she has a true name, and she does discover it in the course of this book. This book has a lot of really fantastic queer representation, which I thought was absolutely wonderful, and it's very beautifully written. I think my favorite aspect of it is just that it is just a lyrical, beautifully written book. Everything about this kingdom that they're traveling through is just so beautifully described. You feel like you're right there in it. And it's just absolutely amazing. There's dragons, there's volcanoes, there's armies, there's, oh my gosh, there's monsters everywhere, demons. This book is so, so, so unlike anything I've ever read before. And it's absolutely amazing. And it's all about digging for underneath the surface to find what you might not really expect to be there. And I love that. And this book is absolutely fantastic. Also, it's a standalone, so you don't have to worry about it being a part of a series and waiting for the next book to come out. And that's Nice Shine. And this is a book that I don't want you to judge by its cover, because I'm not crazy about it, like I said. But it's a fantastic book, so you should check it out. And that's by Tessa Gratton. Now, this is the #1, hands down, best young adult book that I have read in 2020. You guys ready? Legendborn by Tracy Deonn. This is the best book of 2020 in the young adult genre. It's so good. Look at that cover. Although, like we learned in the last book, that doesn't necessarily mean it's a fantastic book. But in this case, it is. This book is so great. So, this is the premise. Imagine this. Southern black girl magic plus King Arthur legend. Boom! Is that not the most amazing, coolest thing you've ever heard? So this book is about a girl named Bree who gets sucked up into this order of people that have been descended from King Arthur and his knights. And these people have magic. They have to hold the demons that are creeping into the world at bay. There's a Merlin, a character that's descended from Merlin that's in it, that she has to help team up with. And everybody is competing to be the person that is chosen to represent their knight's bloodline. So it's a little confusing, but it all makes sense when you read the book. There's a lot of competition in this book. Not necessarily like the Hunger Games, but kind of, in the fact that it's like it can be a life or death situation. They're competing for these valued spots. But Bree doesn't really care about any of that. It seems like she is wrapped up in this because of something in her bloodline that she doesn't understand. But all she wants to know is about the truth of what happened to her mom, because her mom passed away when she was younger, and she's starting to think that there was something behind it that might be connected to this group. So she's trying to actually find out that. This book is just absolutely amazing. I've never even considered, you know, Southern Black Girl Magic and King Arthur all in the same book. And you wouldn't think it works, but it's absolutely fantastic. It's the first book in a series. I'm so devastated that the next one is not out yet because I just want to read it immediately. It's so, so, so good. But this book is just absolutely, it's got a lot of battles, it's got a lot of excitement, it's got a lot of competition, but it also is so much about being true to yourself and finding out who you really are and honoring your heritage, which is just so amazing and important. And the writing in this is just, I'm still not over it. I read it a couple months ago and I'm still not over this book. Still got a book hangover from it because it's just absolutely amazing. If you read only one book this year, please make sure it's this one. It's fantastic. Absolutely, hands down, best book of the year. And that's Legendborn by Tracy Deonn. So I hope that these books sound incredible to you. I found them to be so amazing. If they do sound awesome and you want to check them out, you can do so at the Farmington Community Library. You can call and have us put them on hold for you, or you can put them on hold yourself if you go on the website, and then you can pick them up during our curbside service hours. Thank you so much, friends, for watching. Have a wonderful rest of 2020, and I'll see you in the new year. Bye, friends.